Well, good afternoon, everybody. This is Sue, the Soggy Stamper. It is Friday afternoon, and this is supposed to be a fabulous Friday Facebook Live. I have a really fun card to share with you using By the Bay Designer Series specialty paper. I apologize for the video being upside down. I'll see if I can fix it. I have tried and tried, and for some reason, technology is not cooperating very well with me today. I apologize for being late. But those technical errors, problems, delayed me. So this is the card we're going to make. And I want to show you, I am very late to coming into using this paper. I decided that it was something that I was told it was beautiful, but I thought, nah, I don't need it. But it's got a wonderful theme to it. This is By the Bay. Okay, where's my... It is By the Bay Designer Series paper. It's 6x6. Actually, it is specialty paper. And it's still available, but it is going to retire next Monday. So if you like it like I have discovered it just now, then you need to hop on and order it right away. You can get it from me. It's creationsbysue.stampinup.net. And so don't wait, because it'll be sold out and not available. So this is the one, and it is specialty because it has foil to it. And that is a beautiful, I can see that as a background for a sunset or for a landscape. And then this side is not foiled, and it has all kinds of shells. Nice soft colors. The colors are Balmy Blue, Coastal Cabana, Mint Macaron, Night of Navy, Petal Pink, Pool Party, and Sahara Sand. And Mint Macaron and Sahara Sand are going to be retiring come the 2nd of May. Actually, the 1st of May you can still get this. So here's another one with foil fish and this Sahara Sand. And this side has the birds and crabs on it with the little background. I just love this color, the design of these. This one is kind of a shell pattern with a not quite a foil, but a shine to it. Can you see? And there's a lovely scene, sky, earth, a little bit of water on the beach. Maybe this is a spit coming out on the ocean. And this one has lines. Can you see the lines that are shimmery? Stripes. And then it looks like water splashing everywhere. The back side is another version of this one with a different colorway. And this one has crabs and birds, or ocean ones, and seashells, and it has a swirl, gold swirl through it. On the back side is bleached wood. And here's another one with a gold fish with a different color background with the pool party, or Coastal Cabana probably. The back side of that is brushed stripes. This one has gorgeous colors to it. The back side is the balmy blue with the shells and the crab. And then this one is gold. I think that, let's see if it's like, where was it? It's similar to this one. This one has a smaller scale than this one. On the back side, or blue waves. And then there's this one, just kind of random splotches of shimmer. And the back side is a wonderful collection of shells. And this is the one I'm going to be using, the mussel shells. And they look very much like this. And you can see some of them have shine to them, like they're wet. And there's a lovely brushed background. And then there's this one with waves of color. And again, this is the Sahara sand, and it has that kind of a spray design to it. So I should have gotten these way back at the beginning in January. I didn't get to see the presentation of the things, so it didn't strike me as being that great. So this is the card we're going to make, and we're going to be using a greeting from Pansy Patch, which is still in the new catalog. Happy birthday. Going to use Country Bouquet, which made it from the spring mini catalog to the annual catalog. And I'm going to use With Love. I could use I Love You, or I could use For You. But I need short greetings. And then from Dainty Delight, I'm going to use the Celebrate You. And from the Seaside Bay, which goes along as part of the suite, I'm going to use the crab. And I'm going to use the shells, and I'm going to use the birds. I'm going to use several of these. So that's the stamp set that goes with the suite. And then it comes with a wonderful set of dies. And they're bundled until May 2nd. After May 2nd, both of these are in the new catalog, but they are not bundled. So if you want to take advantage of that 10% sale or savings, you better get them right away. At any rate, it has shells, and this one you can cut out and emboss. Let me take it out of the package. Several of them have embossing. This shell does, and this you can actually fold over and like a clamshell for 3D effect. And then it's got a couple smaller shells, actually 2 different sizes of shells. It's got some grass, and you can cut out so let's get these out of the way here. So this die cuts out those 3 shells, and this die cuts out the 3 birds, which are all one stamp. And these shells are all one stamp. So they cut those out. And then there's a die to cut out the pearl, and a die for the snail shell, and a die for the mussel shell, and a die for this shell, and of course the crab and the bird. And this die cuts out like that, and if you want to have one that folds, you just use this die with cardstock. Anyway, it's a really nice collection of dies. Oh yes, and I about forgot, here's one for the ground, for a level of sand. Put them away before I lose them all. So those are the hard pieces that I'm going to use. I'm going to be using a piece of Pool Party cardstock. It is 8 1/4 by 8 1/8. And I went ahead and put my little pencil marks there because they are so close to the same size that I wanted to make sure that I knew which side was which. Okay, but before going any further, oh, and also we have some other pieces here, because I'm going to open this up for you. This fits in a regular envelope very nicely. And I designed this so that the ribbon could pull out from behind the label here, so that it could open up. So when you open it up, you have 3 pockets. See? Isn't that cool? Folds up like that, and then you open it up and you get 3 pockets. And I have 3 cards. This one says Celebrate You. This one says Happy Birthday. And the third one says With Love. Now you could use just 2 of these, and then the third one could be a gift card that could fit in the pocket. But it's really cool because they just slip right in like that. And this one slips in right like that. Okay, we'll put it on the back first. And then this one slips in like that. So I think this is a really, really cool card. And it all folds down flat, and then you put your ribbon around it, and put it in a package and send it off. And I think people will have fun with that. I also made one. This was what I was originally going to use before I got the paper. This one is using Fresh as a Daisy Designer Series paper, and Fresh Daisy, I believe, is the stamp set. This one I did a belly band, and it just slides off. And then this card opens up like that. I think I did it backwards. This was my first one. And it has a card that says, Wishing you a little extra happiness just because you're you. And Celebrate You. And on this one, I had to twist the greeting to say, Wishing you the brightest birthday. So this has a lot of possibilities, this design. And it is sure to stun people whenever you give it to them. Okay, let's go in there. Put this one in. And there. And this one in there. And it's kind of fun because they can just pull out the cards and see what you had to say. And then the belly band goes back on. Like that. So there's all kinds of possibilities with this design. Okay, so first thing we've got to do is score the cardstock. I got these directions from Julie DiMatteo, and she was very gracious on her blog, The Paper Pixie, to share a diagram. And so I'm going off this diagram and her directions from the video. So the first score with the 1 1/8 side up So this is 1 1/8. The first score, you place cardstock at 1/2 inch, and you score, and then you move it over to 2 7/8, and you score again. Then you move it to 5 1/4, and score, and then you move it clear over to 7 5/8. And I forgot to score it. Well, I'll have to get the arm out here. Hope you can see it. 7 5/8. And you score. Okay, now I've got it. So these are 1/2 inch on either side. Then you turn it so that the one at the 8 1/4 inch is along the rail, and you score it at 4 1/8, which divides it right down the middle. Okay, so that much we've got done. I am going to take this arm and put it back. To give a little more room here. Okay, so according to the diagram, we're going to score from this point down to here. And she actually turned it over to do it, but I'm going to do it on this side anyway. So you're going to go from here down to here. So you put that point on there, and you put into the groove, and get it as accurate as possible so things will fold up in good alignment. And you score that. Then you scoot it over to the 1/2 inch mark and this other one. And you score. So now you have score lines like that. Can you see the diagonal lines that go through the center here? So you fold on, make mountain folds on the straight lines, and it's good to burnish them well. Because you want this to lie as flat as possible. And you fold across. These are all mountain folds. And then you make valley folds on these diagonals. Okay, so now you have it like this. So your diagonals are going the same direction as her diagram. This part we're going to cut off, and this part we're going to cut off. Just with your paper snips, or if you're very good at using the paper trimmer, you cut along the score line. As straight as you can, and then you make a little flap like that. Make a little flap here, And then on this side, the opposite corners. Like that. And you can discard these pieces. Okay, so this is going to fold up. These will tuck in. It folds up like this, and then when you collapse it, oh come on, see how it folds? But before we glue it together, let's decorate it. So you've got flap up there and the flap down here. We have our designer series paper, and we have 3 pieces that are 2 1/4 by 4 inches. No, we've got 3 pieces. One is 3 1/4, 2 1/4 by 4 inches, and that's going to go there. And I'm going to use liquid glue. It's easier to get things lined up because you have a little bit of time that you can wiggle it. Okay, and I see that I need to erase this measurement here. And what was over there? No, it was. Yeah, that's good. Okay, now these other 2 we are going to cut. And if you notice, on this one, I have a different design there. I have the back side and then this side here. And that was an accident, but I kind of like it that way. And so I think I'm going to do that again because it kind of gives me the idea that there's sky up there and then all the shells are on the beach. So let's see if I can do it, make the accident a second time. So you put corner to corner diagonally. And trim it. So one is supposed to go so I trimmed them wrong. I trimmed both of them wrong. Dang. Because so it's going to have to be that way, see? I should have put the diagonal the opposite direction because these don't fit. They fit like that, not like that, like that. And where's the other one? Okay, where's the other one? There it is. So these 2 are correct, but I want to have this color here. I'm going to get one more piece of the designer series paper. It'll be the last one. of this particular design, so I'm going to have to get real quickly, get online and order another package while it's still available. Okay, here we are. And these are 2 1/4 by 3 7/8. 3 7/8. I think I'm going to do 2 1/4. I'm going to cut it at 2 1/4 this way. So I have a bigger piece left over. And then 3 7/8. Okay, now let's see if I can do this correctly. I want it to go this way. Okay, let's see. There we go. So it's important the direction that you place the diagonal. It's also important to add these pieces before you close up the card, because it would be difficult to adhere them. Once it's closed. Oop. Need to get it straight. Come on. Well, heck. That's better. No, it's not. I want to make sure it doesn't go over the fold line down here at the point. Okay. So now we'll close it up. I'm going to put, you can use tear and tape here if you want. I'm going to use liquid multi-purpose glue. Turn the flaps under and close it like so. A good chance to seal. Make sure that you don't seal the edges shut. The pocket shut, I mean. And there you have it. Yay! Okay, well, let that go ahead and dry some more, and we'll work on the cards that go inside. We have 3 that are 2 1/4 by 4 inches. Those are the base. And then we have 3 basic white ones, 2 and 3 by 3 3/4 that we're going to stamp on. Have some fun here. Okay, so I've already got the stamps out. Celebrate You, and I'm going to stamp all of them with all the greetings with Knight of Navy. So one's going to say Celebrate You. Another one is going to say Happy Birthday. And the third one is going to say With Love. Okay, so that takes care of the greetings. And I'm going to stamp all the things, and I'm just going to use crumb cake ink. For the decorations down at the bottom. Now the birds can't all get on there, so I'm going to just stamp 2 of them and try to not get the other bird inked. There we go. And then we have the shells, and I placed them already on the block. And they can go. Make sure they can all get on. How did I have them? Like that. And then we have the other shells. And again, they don't, see, I don't think they all fit on. Yeah, they do, at an angle. There. And we put them on. I'm going to use snail this time. I'm sorry, I'm going to use seal, stamp and seal. After 20 years of calling it snail, it just slips out. There's one. Go. 3. And this should be dry now. Enough I can slip them in to the pockets. 1, 2, and 3 goes in the middle between the 2 folds. And then you fold it up. And there you go. Okay, so now the crab I stamped with pumpkin pie, and so I can thread the ribbon through. I've got 2 strips of Stampin' Dimensional scraps along the edge. I'll just peel them off. And place the crab in the middle. Like that. And then we'll take our ribbon around the back and thread it through. You can make a bow if you want, but I'm just going to do an overhand knot. Like that. Could have tied it a little bit tighter, I guess. And then just trim the ends. Of course, my fingers are sticky because of the multi-purpose liquid glue. No way I can do it without getting them dirty. And there you have your card all finished. So it's a little bit tricky getting the scoring done, but it works out pretty well. And I guess the tricky part is cutting those two pieces so you get your diagonals the way you want them to go. So the rest of the suite, let me show you out of the catalog. Can't show you the new catalog, but I can certainly show you the one that's about to retire. So there's the stamp set and the dies, and you can get them together in a bundle. The bundle is retiring, but not the other two. There's the balmy blue and white variegated ribbon, and that has been carried forward. And the flat adhesive back pearls, I believe, are also carried forward. So on, let me see. That's what these are like. I should put some on there. Well, let's do that. Always have to have a little bit of bling, don't we? See how iridescent they are? Aren't they pretty? And then here is the designer series paper that I have showed you. So let's put some pearls on. For a little bit of extra shine. Ooh, love this. I'm glad they carried them over. Where? I always wonder where to put to position them. There. Kind of like that. Let's do that over here on this one. And then I have 2 cards ready to send off. These will probably take extra postage because of the thickness of them. So be sure to check that out when you go to mail them, because there's nothing worse than receiving a card that you had to pay postage on. There we go. And we can go ahead and thread the ribbon back under here. Come on. And we can tie it again. And there we have it. So thank you for watching. This is Sue, the Soggy Stamper. Any comments that you make, I will check and respond back to you. If you have any questions, you can email me, sue@soggystamper.com. My blog is soggystamper.com, www, and the Soggy Stamper. And I will put the measurements up and stuff like that so that you can recreate this. This video will be up on YouTube, and I will turn it so that it's not sticking straight up and down. It will be in the right orientation. My YouTube channel is the Soggy Stamper. And like I say, if you want to get this gorgeous designer series paper, order it this weekend, because it will be gone after when the new catalog comes out live. So have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you next Friday at 3 o'clock. Bye-bye.